All right, welcome everybody. Welcome. Come on into the DealDriven room. So glad that you guys are all here. Hey, as you're popping on, go ahead and turn those cameras on and we'll get started here in just a moment. It makes it so much easier for me so I don't feel like I'm just talking to myself. So if possible, turn those cameras on. Great, great. So today we're going to be going over DealDriven and how to use DealDriven in your real estate investing business. So I'll be able to answer questions that you might have about real estate investing, whether that's wholesale deals, flips, sub twos, owner finance, sandwich lease options. I see we got a Pace Morby. I see his hat there, buddy. So I'll definitely be able to show you how to use DealDriven to find your next motivated seller lead for those sub two deals and owner finance. So glad everybody's here. So what I would like to do, if at all possible, what I would like to do is kind of show you guys some of my favorite lead sources that are out there, and some of the best things that I'm pulling from DealDriven at the moment to find some deals for us. I'm going to go ahead and get logged in, and it will help me if I use one of you guys in your area to find out where some of those leads are. So does anybody want to come on live with me? And let's go over some leads I would pull utilizing DealDriven in my area. Raise your Zoom hand. All right, we'll go with Marcus. All right, unmute yourself, Marcus.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. How are you? So,
Well,
yeah, so tell everybody what type of investing do you mainly focus on?
oh, mostly sub two, obviously, creative finance deals, and then we kind of do an exit with a wrap lately. Um, so right now we're mainly focusing on pre-foreclosures, specifically door knocking.
Okay.
And that's why I even looked into the DealDriven app to begin with, as we're putting together our door knocking team right now, trying to find the right app that's going to give us all the data and keep it all organized.
Gotcha. Well, obviously, actually, I do the same thing when looking for sub two deals, because I'll do sub two flips with these pre-foreclosures and, wraps on the back end. But so to give you an idea, guys, our data that feeds into DealDriven is updated daily. So anytime a change occurs on the tax records, it's updated. Now, pre-foreclosures, once they get the notice of default and or the list pendants, that comes out once a month in every state, depending on what state you're in, right? So you'll want to be pulling those pre-foreclosures every month because new ones come out each and every time. So Marcus, I'm going to look at these. Normally, even me, Marcus, I like to at least search for equity too on some of these lists I'm pulling as well. Because I like to be able to put a little bit of money in their pocket so they're able to move on to the next stage of their life if possible. Where are you located?
I'm in California, Sacramento metro area.
Oh, Sac, awesome. Yeah, I had an office in I have an office in Modesto.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but Sacramento's
two students in Modesto working hard.
Yeah, I love it. It's been great for us. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the lead building search engine. So come here under property leads nationwide using a search filter. Actually, in this scenario, I'd like to pull by county. That way, when you're pulling, if you do it by a radius, you're going to overlap. What's the county there in Sacramento?
Sacramento County.
All right, so we're going to go Sacramento County. Now, what we're going to be doing next, guys, is we're going to be doing some list stacking. So the first thing we're going to look at is search type. So the first thing I might check is notice of defaults with no auction dates. So these should be your very brand new pre-foreclosure. So that means they've been serviced a notice of default and or a list pendants, right? But an auction has not been set yet. So I like working these from the very, very beginning, because sometimes in this business, follow-up's the key to gain trust in things. So this would be my favorite start list. Or you could just pull, instead of doing, and there's an easy button right here, Marcus, that you just press this and it'll do it all for you. Notice of default with no auction dates. Or if you did not want to do that, you could clear the search and search them all, because there are ways to get people even a week before their auction out of pre-foreclosure. So if you're
2 hours before,
try, huh?
2 hours before.
Yeah.
We just had someone save it 2 hours before the auction.
Yes. Well, that's wonderful. So somebody that's a little bit more experienced like you, I would definitely go with all of them. But somebody that's fairly new, I would say stay away from the strategy of stopping pre-foreclosure on the courthouse steps, because it's an emotional game, right? Which I'm not going to get into. So now I'm going to go to filters, and I want to have all the single family homes, townhomes. I don't really like condos. I can add those for you, Marcus, but I want duplex, triplexes, and quads as well. Okay. Now, for those of you that are flippers and you're looking to buy properties in pre-foreclosure that have equity, okay, you may want to put an equity filter here. If you're buying sub twos where you're not really as concerned about an equity play, you don't have to put that in here. But I'm going to go ahead and put 40%. I want everybody to notice that there are 929 properties in Sacramento County right now with this criteria, of which 719 of them have 40% equity or more. And I want everybody to take a minute here to kind of realize what's going on. We've got tons of Americans in this country losing their home back to the bank and have equity, like 40% equity. So equity is a difference between what you owe for the property and what the property's worth, right? So for instance, let's say a property's worth 100,000, they only owe 60, and they're losing their house back to the bank. No bueno, right? You could also, if you really wanted to get detailed, you could do bedrooms and bathrooms. You could do price evaluations, like maybe I only want them between 150,000, and if I'm in SAC, probably 650. So I would call this 557 my super hot list if I were you. Okay. So there's a total of 557. Now I'm going to show results here. Once I've shown these results, I'm going to select all of them. Okay. And I'm going to create a list. You would add a new list, Marcus, and I'd call it Sac County pre-4. So imagine this list is like an evergreen list. Okay. So the first time you go to build this list, what you'll want to do is go ahead and build it by pressing confirm. Now, next month, when you get to May, right? Wait a minute, your auctions are the second Tuesday of the month, right?
Ours?
Yeah.
Ours happen every day.
Okay, so you might want to check this like literally twice a month, okay? So next time you go to pull this, you'll want to exclude properties already added.
Okay.
That way, you're only getting the fresh new ones that are coming in every month, so you're not doubling up there. So I'm going to go ahead and build this list by confirming. Okay, so what it's doing right now is it's creating your list. Once this button turns blue, it's done. So I would now go here. Just because I got you on here, Marcus, and you're talking about a driving route, okay? You can actually take these from here and create customized driving routes.
Perfect.
So you can send your people out and pick a start point and an end point, and it'll give you the quickest way and most efficient way to get to
Most
those.
efficient for those houses. No, I got you. I got
Yeah.
that. That is our biggest hang up right now. Doing
Okay.
that through maps. It's a pain in the neck. And then I don't want to pay for batch driven because they're too damn expensive.
Yeah, exactly. So here I would create optimized driving route. And let's see what it does. So it's only want to give you 25 at a time, right? So you might want to send your guys out with batches.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to do it that way.
As you did that, so you just were there only 25 records that came up?
No, you've got 500 and something records here.
Okay, but it's only going to do 25 at a time.
Yes.
Okay, to take the first 25 and then manually, do you think you have to go back in and maybe select the next 25 records?
Yeah, let me see here. Let me click these. And I'll show you kind of how it works.
Okay.
Because I use this feature like this for virtual driving for dollars too. So I'll sit here and do virtual driving for dollars, and then I'll use the route to go out there to put the notes on the door and to knock on the doors. So I'm just gonna pick a few. We're gonna create optimized driving route.
Okay, so you have to do a minimum of 25 properties.
It says maximum.
Yeah. Oh, maximum.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15. Now, what I can do, Marcus, is I'll get to my coder and see if we could do more than 25 at a time. Okay. If it's something, if you guys are users and you've got like, ideas of something that I can add to it, I'll do that, because this is not a white label product. Essentially,
nice.
I'm a real estate investor and I coach real estate investing, and I needed all this stuff, right?
Right.
So what I didn't like is I didn't like having to buy a subscription for PropStream, then buy another subscription with Deal Machine, then go to one place for my skip tracing. Here, you could do all of that all in one spot.
Nice. I was using Propelio last year, but their data is not good in California. So
For that, you with REI Black Book?
no, it was Propelio. I don't know what they were using on the back end. They were white labeling somebody. But their data was just horrible out here. It was just outdated. In Texas, their data was great, but here in California, the data was horrible. But their app was similar. Like I could trace my route, I could mark all the homes, I could bring them up. It was a great app, but the data was out. It was outdated. So that's what brought me to you guys and start searching around.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, that's what I would do, but I'll tell you, I'll get into this a little bit more. And this is for everybody's sake too here. We want to be able to look at the information, right? So on this property, this is a 3 and 2. It's worth about $570. And this is what's terrible. They've got a loan for $163,000 and they're in pre-foreclosure, right? So that's kind of a weird scenario. From here, you can pull comps.
We can't see your screen.
Oh, well, thanks for reminding me. You probably see me weirdly looking at my screen, huh?
Yep.
Okay. So like from right here, I'm able to, inside the screen, I'm able to pull comps directly from here. Okay. By pushing pull comps. And then it'll give you the recent comps, which you can change like last 18 months, last.
Okay, you can change criteria.
Yes. And obviously, if I'm pulling comps, I'm not putting anything over here on the left side of this main road. So my favorite comp probably is going to be this one. Excuse me. These allergies in Georgia are killing me. Let me get me a water real quick.
All right.
So you can pull comps from here. You can also skip trace directly from here. So I can take my entire list And with one click, I can take all of these and skip trace them to get their phone number and their email.
You don't have to export them and upload them and all that nonsense?
No, you go owner phone lookup right here. I'm just going to pick a few.
No way.
So that skip trace is running in the background, but what it's doing is it's coming up with all of this information right here immediately. So just that quickly with these couple ones that I did, I've got their phone numbers for that one. For this one, it looks like I got phone numbers and emails.
Do you know what service you guys are using for the skip tracing?
I do not know, but it's the same one that honest to God, every one of the developers use almost the exact same sources, the same data sources, quite a few, but to put it this way, I spend probably 60 grand a month on skip traces for me and my partners. And I'm getting about an 87% accuracy rate on that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
not too bad there.
No, I mean, we're using skip gene and it's about the same. So that's probably the same back end data.
Yeah, you would think all these people have different things. It's the data all comes from the same place. It's how they code the software that aggregates the data that's different.
I gotcha.
Because I love like when I go to events and everybody's like, oh, my data's better. And I'm like, honey, you buy it from the same spot.
Well,
Just to be frank with everybody, because nobody likes to tell the truth, I guess. So another thing that I really like from this is property photos. I like being able to enter my own photo of a property or multiple photos from a property, right? So like here's this house in particular. So I could see it right from here, right from this screen. And if anybody, I noticed something about it. It's on my pre-foreclosure list and it needs work. Look at that garage.
now,
Right.
are those the Google pics?
They are Google Pics. Yep.
Okay.
I want to go virtually here for a minute. So this is me virtually in front of this house. And you can go up and down the street here. So this is on your list. So technically you can go here and send a piece of direct mail by cropping this image. I'd crop it a little bit. Done. And then I'm going to make this my primary image. And now I could send a piece of direct mail with a picture of this house on it. So I can, let's say like this one right here, start mailer and click straight from here and start sending mailers. Okay. Looks like I haven't got my account fully set up yet. Or
you got to load credits and that kind of thing.
You do. Okay. And I'm working on a different provider for direct mail to try to get the cost down a little bit. But skip traces are somewhere between 17 and 30 cents a piece. And direct mail is a little bit over $1.
Okay.
So that's one thing you could do. Also, one thing I really like, honestly, which if you guys are hitting the pavement, I'm assuming you'll love, you could have people overseas doing this, or maybe some of your VAs or your bird dogs. Is like, I might want to go to Sacramento, California. This is going to take me to the city center of Sacramento. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a little bit, because generally in every town, it's going to take you to the city center, meaning where the courthouse is. Okay. So I'm going to get out a little bit out of downtown a little bit. And if you'll notice, guys, on the far left, there is a legend. Pre-foreclosures, vacants, non-owner occs. You'll also notice that this map is overlaid with this data, okay? So anytime you see a bunch of blue dots, meaning non-owner occupied, does anybody want to kind of tell me what that means to them?
That's a rental.
It's a rental. So if I'm wholesaling, if I'm buying sub twos, then I want to be in an area that's primed for that, right? So let's go to, let's say this street where we've got, like this one has a cash buyer, blue dot, and a vacant dot. So I'm going to click on any house and say virtual. Once I'm here, it's taken me to this property. Now, what I can do is go up and down the road and look for things that might lead me to believe they need to sell. Like this one's fine. This is a good rental area. So instead of physically driving for dollars, and this is updated as Google's updated, I still love driving for dollars, but let's say like this house, press identify, and our system's overlaid with Google Maps. So I can press identify and see a picture too, and add this to my list right now.
That's cool.
Yep. So I could call this virtual driving for dollars.
That's so cool.
Confirm. And then I
You gotta
can
have so much time in front of your computer to virtually drive for dollars. How long does it take you to virtually drive for dollars? How long do you do it for? Do you block some time out? 2 hours or something?
yeah, 2 or 3 hours, and at most you're going to get what, 15 properties?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. It takes a while.
Yeah. So this, it makes it so much easier, even for people that can't get out, right?
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah.
And when you know the areas, guys, this is much easier. Like I don't know Sacramento like he does. So I'm just randomly going to a place on a map, right? But I'm sure you know an area
Oh yeah.
where we could find probably more properties that we're looking for.
Oh yeah. There's a area called South Sac, which is, for lack of a better word, the new up and coming area of. It's the only affordable place left in Sacramento.
I push South Sac. Let's go look
South Sacramento.
for.
Yeah, you can probably start there. Freeway. It's gonna be the 99. And then Florin Road. Yep, there we go. And just off to the left, see all those homes in there?
This.
Yeah, this, and then pretty much all the way over to I-5 from Florin Road down to Mac.
Oh yeah, look at this. It's littered.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so go to Forest Parkway, just go find a house, go virtual. Heck, this one needs a new roof.
Yeah, right. I get my roofer some work.
And this old car in the yard. Right. I'd add this to my list.
They need cash.
They need cash bad to get out of that Ford Escort over there. So I mean, essentially, this is another good way. Oh, they're having a birthday party. That tickles me so much that it has stuff like that on there. So you can essentially just drive up and down the road, driving for dollars virtually. Here's a great one right here. This corner lot right here.
This brings up a good thing for me. So, like, if I'm going to send my guys out to a neighborhood to go door knock pre-foreclosures, if I spend an hour or so just virtually walking the street, I can say, hey, also knock on these doors because they look distressed. I like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah. So like this one is vacant, non-owner occupied as of 4 months ago. So the reason we know that it might be deemed vacant is because the post office said that. So this is a good one. Like this is definitely one I would go to.
Yeah.
4401
Forest.
They don't even owe anything on it. And and Eugene lives in Elk Grove,
Right there.
California.
That's where I live.
Yep.
Eugene
And
got a rental out there.
he does, and he only paid 62,000 for it back in 1996.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna upgrade Eugene to a lender, I think.
exactly. Say, dude, don't you want that cash flow without having to worry about them dang tenants?
I love this. I love this. I mean, I know that a lot of people that are watching may not even know, but this is like everything in one. I didn't realize it. I went to your guys' website. I was kind of just messing around with it because I've heard of you guys through Sub2. But of course, Pace is pushing his company that he wants everybody to use, but a few of them are out there using DealDriven. So that's why I jumped on. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just in Rhode Island last week. I don't know if you know Chris Prefontaine
I know his name, but I haven't met him.
and Zach Beach. So I was teaching his
Oh,
group.
yeah.
I was teaching their group pre-foreclosures. Basically how to buy pre-foreclosure subject to.
Mm-hmm. So cool.
Utilizing this software. And guys, the other beautiful thing about this software is we priced it at a price where everybody could afford. This is $50 a month.
Yeah.
So, and we're just kind of getting better and better and better, but this was not built with, some people sitting over here in a high seat that were, copywriters. This was literally us doing this. So,
and you guys are still actively in the business, right? I mean, that's the best part about it.
I mean, I partner with people on real estate deals. So, of course, I exclusively use this software.
Okay.
Who else would like to see what they can do? Let me know what type of investor you are. Also, by the way, if you got some real estate questions, if you were intrigued by what Marcus said, and you're like, what's he talking about? Sub2, what kind of weird stuff is that? Let us know, and I'll answer your questions live. Just go ahead and raise that Zoom hand, and we'll bring you on.
I just wanted to bring your attention to a question in the chat. Marcia was wanting to know what the status means of a property when it says company owned.
So company owned is a tag, meaning that it's owned by a company, whether that be a trust, whether that be an LLC, right? So when it's company owned, meaning it's not owned by an individual, it's owned by a company. But just remember, you shouldn't shy away from those because all of my properties are owned by a company, right? A lot of times people will their families will put a property into a trust. A trust is a business too. So I'd still go after those company owned properties as well. I hope that helped, Miss Marcia. All right, next, Judy.
Hi, Julie. I actually was there last week at the summit with Chris Prefontaine in Rhode Island.
Oh, you were? Good.
Yeah, I tried to get a hold of you after, but you were a little bit swarmed by people, and then you were gone when I went to find you after that. I actually live in Portland, Maine, and I didn't get a chance to get like all of your information, but I did have that little thing with the QR code for the training, so I figured that I would hop on and that would be a good way to get a hold of you, but that's pretty much all I had.
Okay. Judy, can I give you my cell phone in the chat?
Yeah, that'd be great. And then I don't know if you can look like up in my area.
Oh, yeah.
To see.
And by the way, guys, as I'm pulling her area up, I do want to mention at 6 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be teaching Chat GPT and how to write text message sequences using Chat GPT for your business. So y'all don't want to miss that tonight. It'll freaking blow your mind. Okay, so what'd you say, Portland, Maine?
Yes.
Okay, so first I want to go home and go to the filters. And then I'm going to go to Portland. Is that ME?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we'll do Portland, Maine. Now, because of the water here, if I do a search radius, it's going to put us out in the ocean. Do you have a county for me?
Cumberland.
All right. All I know is I bet you there's tons of great lobsters there.
Oh, there is. Now you picked Cumberland, Maine, which is also a town. So I don't know if that will give you the county or not.
Here we go. Cumberland County. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So show results. So the first thing, go back, because what it was doing is pulling out all of the tax records for that county. So Cumberland, Maine. Let me clear this search as I'm being silly over here. All right. So the first thing I'd go search is those notice of defaults with no auction dates first.
Okay.
You've got 81 there.
Wow.
Now, obviously, Marcus is going to have more. He's in Sacramento, I mean, which is humongous. There's like lots of people there. So I want to go in Cumberland, Maine to my single family home, townhome, condo, duplex, triplex, quads, and row houses. If you're somewhere like Pennsylvania, you'd want to pick row house too. So these are just pre-foreclosures where an auction date hasn't been set yet.
Okay.
You can choose if you're looking to do like what Chris and them does, 40% equity, which is, that only eliminates 10 people.
Okay.
I do, since we've got some creative financing people on today, do y'all mind if I show y'all some other great lists?
No, that'd be great.
Because if I'm doing creative, I'll kind of go after certain people. Let's do Cumberland. I'm going to do Sacramento County. My next favorite, clear the search. Come on, Julie. I've made this an easy button, but tired single family landlords. So you click this button right here. Oh, geez. Marcus, there's like 6,000 there. So these are people that have 100% equity. This is going to be your owner finance deals, and they bought it before 2006. So non-owner occupied properties, they were bought before 2006 that own the properties free and clear. This is another great list if you're looking for owner finance deals, right? I would add townhomes, duplex, triplex, quads. I consider duplex, triplex, quads. I consider those to be kind of like single family homes myself. So that's another great list. Let's see what they got over there in, is it Cumberland? I forgot already.
Yes.
County. So I'm going to go to tired single family landlords. Geez, you got 2,000 of them.
Wow. Now, non-owner occupied popped up. Oh,
Yeah.
well, that would make sense because of the landlords. Okay.
Yeah. And I wouldn't
Wow.
even, if you were trying to get this list even more detailed, add this other filter, out of state owners. And you want them to have all of these criteria. So this, if I were really wanting a super like robust, good list here, I'm picking all of the people that own a property they don't live in, and that if they own a property they don't live in, they don't even live in that state.
Okay.
So here you're going to find lots of properties, you know, that way too.
Okay, great.
I love owner finance deals.
Yeah. So, I mean, it brought it down to 735, but that's a great place to start on a list.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. And I'd probably take it down even further and say, God, you know what? I want to stay in the blue collar working class areas, right? So
Yeah.
I might say I want everything from 100,000 where you live, probably up to 900. That'll take you to 524. What that's going to do is that's going to get like up there where you live. If it's a vacant, non-owner occupied, if it's a non-owner occupied property, the owner lives out of state, you've got to watch for vacation rentals.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll want to pick ones that aren't vacation rentals, let's say.
Okay.
So generally, if you do the price thing there, you'll see some big differences on that.
Okay. How would you eliminate vacation rentals? Just kind of like scrubbing the list?
You're going to have a hard time doing that because most people that own vacation rentals, they're non-owner occupied,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of them do live out of state, or maybe they've got like a summer house there, but they live in Florida or whatever in the winter.
Yeah.
So like where he lived in Sacramento, I wouldn't worry about it. But like over there on the coast, obviously there's lots of vacation rentals.
Right.
So you just kind of, got to watch that. So you might want to keep the ones that are off the ocean.
Okay. Yeah, and I would know like what town, so that's
Oh.
perfect.
Duh, I know how to do this already.
Oh,
Let me figure this out. Like I had to just think about this for a minute. Okay, so we're going to go Portland, Maine. All right, we're going to do something a little different here. We're going to draw a polygon.
oh,
Okay. So when I'm looking at this part where Portland is this super high end?
it varies, but yes. And then some of it, there's a lot of multifamilies in there.
Okay. So where's your blue collar? Like Nason's Corner, Stroud
Yes.
Water? Okay.
Nason's Corner, Riverton.
So I might draw a polygon search, right? That would like keep me off the ocean a little bit.
Okay.
And you can make this however you want to, right?
Yeah.
So I could do this. I could make it this way.
Yeah. Westbrook is definitely blue collar.
Yeah. So when you're pulling it out now, you can draw the area you want to. Okay. So I'll say done drawing search area. And it's only going to pick things in that area. Now I want to go to notice of defaults, no auction dates.
Okay.
Or this is where I might go, actually, tired single family landlords. 107. This would be a great list right here.
Okay.
Single family home, townhome, duplex, triplex, quads. 316.
Wow.
Yep. Hope that helps, but you'll be able to, but polygon searches are great when you've got like good side of the tracks and bad side of the tracks, right?
Yeah.
Or you've got really expensive areas, because I'm not an investor in super high end homes. If I can't flip it from Home Depot, I don't want to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to wait for supplies and all that. So I like just kind of regular homes, but that's kind of all up to you. But those are some great lists.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Judy. Thank you for joining me today.
Oh, you're welcome. Sorry about my camera. For some reason, it's not working.
Yeah. Story of my life. Technology. Right? All right. Let's see. We've got Robert. What's up, buddy? You're either Robert, Kim, or Michael. I'm not really sure.
Well, today is just Kim and Michael.
Okay. Gotcha.
So we were actually out at Rhode Island as well. So we saw you there. Thought you had a lot of great talking points. So that's why we're here today.
Awesome.
So we do have one question. I'm not sure how to exactly phrase this, but since we're not used to dealing with pre-foreclosures, so can you work that in a way they stay in the house, or do you always have to evict them?
Okay. So when you're dealing with pre-foreclosures, number one, like just take evict out of your mind. Okay. Meaning you're coming up with a solution with them and you.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't want, like, even in any sub 2 deal, you work with them for a long term. So you want to make it a win-win for both them and you.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, I would never, ever, 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 ever let somebody in pre-foreclosure rent back my house.
Okay.
Now, some people do that, but I'll tell you, if they couldn't pay the mortgage company, they're going to stiff you too. I mean, I'm sorry. That's as blunt as I can be about it.
Okay.
So for me, on a sub 2 deal, on a pre-foreclosure, or if I'm buying it in cash, I expect them to vacate the property prior to me closing on it. Okay.
All right.
If I let them stay in there a week or two longer and they're getting money out of the deal, I'm going to leave their money in escrow till I do a walkthrough and they've completely moved out of the property. And I'll make them sign the contract that I want it broom clean ready.
Okay.
So
what
what
clean ready?
Broom clean.
Broom clean. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, meaning like sweep the floors, don't leave any junk there. So, I mean, you can take it that advice how you want to. I would never do that, but I'm not evicting them. I'm working with them because, like, there's times with these pre-foreclosures, I've had to find them rental houses or apartments. I've had to move all their stuff for them.
Wow.
Right? I've had to, sometimes you might have to have a place you might have to find an owner for their dogs and cats. Like, when you're dealing with motivated sellers, it's really more than just about the numbers. It's, okay, what's going on in your life and how can we solve this? Because what we don't want is, we don't want the sheriff coming out here and throwing all your stuff in the yard. Let's avoid that. So what do we need? What do we got to do to get you in a situation to where you're not in this other situation?
All right.
And unfortunately, you'll see this a lot, which is terrible, but you'll see this a ton with elderly people that can't afford to pay their mortgage anymore. Their kids don't help them with nothing. And they have no way to move. They have no way to do stuff. Like, I'll step in and go do all that.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Any other questions, guys, ladies and gentlemen? Also, I'd like to mention, Chloe, if you'll put this in the chat for REI Connector, if anybody is interested in partnering with me on real estate deals, whether that be wholesales, flips, creative financing, any of that, I fund the deals and split profits with you. Okay. And you get the software, you get the training. So if you would like to schedule a call with my team to go over how you could be my partner, go ahead and click that link. But regardless, this time every Thursday is a free training, along with tonight's a bonus training. Because I'm telling you, if you don't understand how to use Chat GPT right now, you're going to be left in the dust in about 6 months. I will show you how to use Chat GPT for your business, set up custom campaigns, custom email copy for your business. And it's absolutely free. Free, which is everybody's favorite word, right? All right. Any other questions?
Is there a link for that meeting?
Yes, sir. If you look in the chat, it says this is the other training tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's great. I didn't even know about this Chat GPT stuff. You know, you hear about it for artificial intelligence, but then that's pretty much it. So
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Judy, I went down a rabbit hole on a weekend one time, like about 3 weeks ago.
yeah.
So I'm like, I got to show this to everybody.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, because I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars in copywriters, and now I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I built a whole website copy off of it.
Oh, wow.
So bring you on tonight. I'm actually going to pick a few people tonight, And I'm going to base it all off of your business and give you all the marketing materials.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah. Because I've
Yeah.
already done it for myself. So we might as well do it for some more people.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
great.
Yes, yes. Well, guys, thank you so much for using our software, DealDriven. If I could ask one favor, if you like these types of meetings, please join me every week. I love questions. I love conversations about the business, and also, share the news about DealDriven, as we're just a bunch of real estate investors that develop some software, but I'm not a software person. I'm just trying to get the word out. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a blessed Thursday, and I will see you same time next week. Thank you.